let us start with very basics of Python, that is input and output. Let me write down here input and output. Okay, so in Python, when you want to input anything, you just write input, as simple as that, and then brackets. If I put enter, it will ask what do you want to input. Let's just say 23 and enter. I have inputted 23. If I want to print something, if I want the output of anything, I will just write print, print. If I want to just say name code a Python. If I want to keep anything in any variable, I guess most of you should know what a variable is. Let's just say a variable is name. And if I want to input anything in that name, I will just write name equals to input, then brackets, enter. Let's just write code a Python. Okay, I'll just write print name, code a Python. So whenever we use a particular keyword or whenever we use a different library, we use this keyword import. So whenever we want to do different tasks, for example, when we do image processing, if we say we import OpenCV, there are different libraries. So we write import and we just write the keyword or the name of the library that we want to import, and we just select it and it is imported. So if I want to just test it, I can just test it by writing keyword dot. That is a very specific example. It is not same for everything. You have to, the import keyword is always the same. If I'm importing a library named keyword, I can check what else is existing in that particular keyword. In case of Jupyter Notebooks, if you want to run this code, you can just click on this run option. Okay, and if you want a shortcut, you can just press Control and enter. If I press Control and enter, it will just run in that particular single line. If I press Shift and enter, it will run that particular line and take me to the next line. So for the beginning, you can use this particular button, or you can become a pro by using a shortcut directly. So taking another example of input and output, if I can just write, if I want to input number 1, I can write number input. Here I can write please enter on number. Okay, and I can, when I press okay, and I want to print that number by writing the number is, I can use this, then what is my number. Okay, if I enter number 23, I'm getting an error. Why? Because when I'm using the keyword input, this brings out the results in a form of string. Now what is a string? String is nothing but a text like this. If I say a name, this is a string. If I use a number, it is a number, but if I consider it as string, this is now a string. So when I inputted number 1, it was a string. Now I want it to convert an integer. How can I do that? I will just write int integer and will start the bracket from here and close it here. Now the number inputted is in form of integer. Okay, now you can see when I entered 23, it just printed the number exactly. When you want to print anything, let's just say the number 5, you run it again by pressing Control Enter, you will get the answer 5. If I want to print a number and also perform a condition in that, like for example, I just write print 5 into 4, the 5 into 4, the result will be 20. Okay, but you have to see that 5 here is an integer and 4 also is an integer, so the multiplication is possible. But if I write this print 5 into 4, Now what do you see? The answer comes out to be different. That is 5555. Why is that? Because here 5 is in form of string. And what I am doing is I'm printing that string 4 times. The similar is applicable when I use a text. For example, let's just say I write HA. Now I multiply it by 4, it will write ha 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 ha. And if I want to do proper calculation, again, I can do it by 25, let's just say into 25. It will give me proper mathematical answer. When we say print, if I want to print 4 5 terms together, like 4 into 4 5 and 6, it will print 4 5 and 6. Okay, if I want to print string and numbers together, I can print strings and number together. If I, as similar to the question, if I want to print 1 2 and 3, then separate it by using any keyword I want to use. Let's just say I want to separate it by colon. The output will come with separated by colon. If I want to change it into anything else like this, okay, and if I want something similar to this and I want to end it with something specific, I want to separate it with the hyphen, let's just say, and I want to end it with end, and I'll say here ended by, let's just say this, it will end by double quotations. Okay,